Hello everyone. I'm just going to give it a few more seconds. I usually just trim the beginning of these live streams just because there's a good amount of buffering time usually in the beginning. You know what? I'm actually just going to switch over because while we're waiting, I'm in the middle of a trade right now, and so it's kind of funny timing this whole live stream. I just got to remember how I do that. I think it's control this one. Nope, I was already on it. You can see I just have a limit order right here at 77.87, just trying to get out the rest of my trade. Already made a few kind of sells along the way. So this weekly trade review, I guess, is going to start off a little bit different. But while we're kind of just watching the market and waiting for people to come in, what's up everyone? Welcome to the 57th weekly trade review. We are well ahead over a year now, 5 trade reviews over a year, so that's really exciting stuff. I put some notes down on my little notepad here, and I want to talk about, we usually start this weekly trade review with a bit of housekeeping. We go through, what's been going on, yada yada, and I want to touch base on a few things that we are looking to change up. And a big thing would be these weekly trade reviews. They're getting bulkier and bulkier, and I keep wanting to add more and more to them. Looks like we're out of this position. Pretty cool. We can finally kind of not have to worry about this. Let me actually I need to do one thing. So this was the ascending triangle we were seeing, and we had a bit of a fake out with Bitcoin. Also why I got out with Litecoin, kind of similar pattern that we were seeing. So I just got out of this trade. Nice profit though. I'm not exactly sure what the profit was yet, but I think it was pretty close to 2%. So pretty sweet trade. Let me just go ahead and sorry guys, there's just kind of a lot of things on my charts right now. I also need to quickly go ahead and let everyone know in the Discord private trading chat room that I am out of this trade. I sold somewhere kind of in this complete downwards trend, but we bought 76, 84, somewhere in this area. I have my little dot already, so let me just say swing trade, day trading. Let's see. Exited trade, closed 120 LTC at roughly $78. Okay, I'm just gonna leave it at that for now. Don't have too much time. So yeah, this is where we entered. We just closed kind of right here. Definitely would have been better if we closed the position right here, but I had my original exit near the 78 area. So this was kind of like, we just missed it, but this trade we're going to review next week. But just, yeah, that's kind of what I was in right now. I got to go ahead and move all this stuff over. Right now it's going to be just a little messy. So kind of like this weekly trade review, I'm a little all over the place. So that's exactly what I want to be talking about in this weekly trade review. Let me go over here to the kind of overview, the housekeeping. Whoops, this is supposed to be green, so I got to update that. But basically, in this weekly trade review, they take between 20, 30, sometimes 40 minutes at most. I usually start with housekeeping. Then we go over the TradeJournal.co stats overview, where I review all of my my trades, kind of like how the week went. Then the top trades, biggest lessons. I go through some of the trades, usually all of them, but if there's a lot, then I only pick like 3. And then we review some charts, BTC, altcoins, some altcoin charts and upcoming trading ideas. And then we finish up with a Q&A session. So it's kind of a lot. It's like a whole kind of like a college class or something like that. And I know based on my stats on YouTube, I have a pretty big drop-off percentage around 14 minutes. And then another big drop off around 20 minutes. And then after that, it really fizzles out. I don't know if the person's watching. I don't know what's going on. Sometimes I have people in the chat room, so I know people are there. But basically after, I would say 20 minutes, it hits a pretty, I think the focus of people start, they see a fly and they just start focusing on the fly. No matter how good the content is, what kind of information. I mean, sometimes the content's a little drawn out because we review a lot of trades. So that's why I want to switch up these weekly trade reviews a little bit. So here are my ideas, and I would love to hear from you guys and kind of just make it better for you guys. I want it to be more focused. I want it to be kind of quicker videos. And yeah, so let's see what we can do to make it better for you guys. Idea number 1 is move this So split it up a little bit. So I want to focus on Monday on reviewing BTC and altcoin charts. Reviewing Bitcoin and altcoin charts on Monday. So I'm thinking about doing this. Basically, point 4, I'm reviewing the charts, and point 5, the Q&A session. Also, if you guys throw me some trade ideas, I want you to check out, let's say, NEO, like NEO, or any other kind of ticker, or it doesn't always have to be crypto related, even though we're pretty crypto focused on this channel. So it could be, really focused on those two things, some upcoming stuff on the, during the week. I could even talk about some breaking news or something like that, or maybe some bigger news, like for example, BAC was just approved, and maybe we could dive into that a little bit. What is BAC, things like that. So so reviewing, really kind of focusing on that stuff for Monday, and then moving the weekly trade review to Thursday. And Thursday, keep it very, very clean and simple. Focus more on maybe 1 or 2 trades, because you guys can always review the trades on your own time and really try to learn from the trades as much as possible. Focus on maybe a specific pattern, or maybe just a trade that would look really good, or maybe also a trade that we missed, or a trade that we lost on, and how we could have done better on it. So really just kind of focusing on 1 or 2 or maybe 3 trades that are mine, or maybe somebody else's in the future trade journal. So I think that's how I want to have it set up. Basically, Monday, focus on point 4 and 5. Review the charts and upcoming trade ideas, maybe throw in a little bit of news. I'm not really sure about that yet. I might separate the news for like Tuesday or something, like really keep separating things more and more, and kind of go that route. I would love to hear your thoughts. And then again, Thursday would be reviewing some trades, having a little bit of stats and things like that. I would probably do maybe a little bit of housekeeping on Monday too, but I might just throw in housekeeping like whenever something is relevant and necessary, right? I think that also makes a lot of sense. I don't have to wait for Monday to talk about housekeeping, although it does create a little bit of consistency, and that is always good. So yeah, I would love to hear your guys' feedback. Definitely let me know. One last thing I want to mention before we dive into the normal standard layout is TradeJournal.co is going to be launching on the 28th officially. It's only going to be the trading area. So the new TradeJournal is going to have three parts. Wow, I can't talk anymore. It's going to have the trades. So basically what TradeJournal.co, the Google Sheets is right now, where you document your trades, you have your statistics. So it's going to have all that. That's going to be kind of the first phase. That's going to be the beta launch. Then it's going to have a community area where we can then eventually see other people's trades. You guys can share your trades, comment on each other's trades, follow certain traders, all that fun stuff. That's going to be a really cool. We're going to have a leaderboard, so a lot of cool stuff on that front. And then the third phase is we're going to have mentors. So basically my site right here, crypto.enzlo.com, is eventually going to be closed, or I guess in a way redirected to TradeJournal.co, and there I will have all my watch lists, all of my trade reviews. I'll be posting everything that I post on this site on the new TradeJournal.co, and anybody, all you guys can do the same thing. You guys can also become mentors on that site if you're an experienced trader. You can what else? Yeah, make all your posts there. You could follow other traders. You can subscribe to other traders. So it's going to be your one-stop shop for everything. But just remember, for the beta launch, it's really just going to be focused on that first phase, the trades. So that's kind of everything, all the housekeeping I wanted to talk about. I really want to focus on, look, I mean, for example, this video is already getting close to 15 minutes or something like that. So in general, I just want to be a little bit more focused, a little bit more quick on all my videos, and really allow you guys to pick the videos that you want to watch that are most beneficial to you, instead of maybe having to siphon through this whole entire weekly trade review to find what you want. So yeah. Let's just dive right into the good stuff, and I want you guys to think about it and leave some comments. I would love to hear from you guys all the time. It's always interesting. I've already got a bunch of feedback on this idea, because I make 5 watch list videos every morning, and it's in the private student area, right? And I asked this question last week, this exact question. I got some great responses already, so I couldn't really be any more happy than the feedback I'm getting, and it's kind of helped me evolve the idea as well already. So good stuff. on that front. So let's dive into the good stuff. Remember, you guys can go here on your own, weekly trade review number 57, or just go here under trader. Wait, that's not right. Go here and just click on weekly trade reviews under resources. You can click on these images and they will get bigger. For us, we can use this this chart over here, because why not? And let me also zoom in a little bit, and boom, perfect. Let's go to weekly. Really slow week. I honestly did not really do much trading this week. Tuesday, I made 2 bad trades. We were down 155 bucks. It wasn't even till Thursday till I had a winning trade and I really did anything. And then Friday, small little, you know, this was a little choppy trade. I could have made this one much better, but I just kind of got out before it was good. We'll review that one definitely. And then for Saturday, I had a little trade, which thankfully, because that really propped me up just a little bit. But overall, you know, nothing too exciting. As you can see on the chart, oh, I was super wrong. I said like the video was already 15 minutes long or something like that, but I just noticed it's only 11 minutes, and now I think I was looking at a different counter, and I was looking at XSplit, which goes live sooner. So yeah, the overall trend is still super positive. We're doing good, slowly growing our account size. Just, you know, a slow week, and then we had that big loss last week, which was yeah, a bit of a bummer, but a little bit of over trading on my part. Really just made a lot of little mistakes, and really just should have not happened. I also, on these weekly trade reviews, I want to focus a bit more on the average, our average getting closer to $1,000 a week, because that's really the most important part. And, you know, sometimes you get a little tunnel vision in these weekly amounts. You know, what am I at this week? And honestly, that's really not that important a lot of the time. So I definitely want to focus a bit less on the, you know, how much I'm making per week. So I think in the future as well, I'm not going to be posting how much I make per week. You guys can easily check that out on your own time by going through my stats, especially in the future on TradeJournal.co. I want to really kind of bring your guys' attention to looking out for good upcoming trades, reviewing those trades, including the bad ones, and then really focusing on increasing your weekly average slowly, consistently, and taking those profits consistently, and not so much, you know, having some arbitrage amount that you need to get in your per week. So I think the way I have it set up right now might not be psychologically the most helpful for you guys and myself. Sometimes I put a lot of pressure on myself trying to hit these weekly goals when, you know, it's a really weird pressure to have. So not really necessary. Just went ahead and updated this for the new week. If you guys don't know what I'm doing here, just check out TradeJournal.co, and then there's going to be a tutorial video area. Good morning, Casey, by the way. Good morning, good morning. Where was I? Okay, let's review these trades. And also, let's check out this chart. So definitely a good thing that we got out of this trade. By the way, this isn't exactly where I got out. I'm not really sure. It could be a little higher, could be a little lower. I'm just going to put that for there. And then after this weekly trade review, I'm going to go ahead and fix this up. I'm going to get this trade posted. Pretty cool though, pretty cool trade overall. I think we are up like, I don't know, 1.5, maybe even 2% depending on where I got out. But yeah, very sweet little bounce. Not as strong as I was hoping for, and I'm definitely going to be buying in back in a little bit. Okay, so the first trade, horrible. Breakout. I always say this again and again. I do not buy breakouts. I'm like a coin toss with breakouts. I think I'm like at either 45% with breakouts, or maybe like 50%. I don't know. Let me quickly check it. If I go to day trading stats, you guys can do this on your own as well. You can see breakout right here. I've traded this year 11 breakouts. 5 of them have been wins, 6 have been losses. 45.45% is my win-loss ratio. I mean, it just goes to show I'm a really bad breakout trader, and I understand that. I just don't know why I keep doing them sometimes. But that's basically what this happened on this trade. Bought a breakout. It was looking really good, but then boom, big sell-off right away. And I just quickly kind of got out of my position. This is what the chart looks like with a VWAP. You can see I definitely was buying way too close to this area, this red area where there's going to be a lot of selling pressure. But just check out how much selling pressure there was, just all the way back down. It was pure chaos. I don't even know what was going on. You rarely kind of see just that consistent, sometimes you'll see a spike down, but just weird consistent selling off. I kept on moving my limit order lower and lower, trying to chase the exit. It was horrible. I don't want to think about this trade. Yeah, so this is why I don't buy breakouts. It's just too, you're kind of getting a bad value off the back, and I don't really like that. My first trading commandment is safety first, and this is kind of a very risky play. And overall, I tend to buy out into fake outs a lot, so I just kind of avoid this trading pattern in general. And then, yeah, this is me over trading. I got really excited trying to get, I was so biased that we were gonna have a bounce. But we never really got it. So in this, I was up, $100, $150, $200 or something like that at one point. I don't really remember. I think it was more like closer to 100. Waiting again for that second breakout, didn't get it. Eventually got out for this little loss. So that's how I started the week. Oh, it was at Tuesday or Wednesday, and it was just like, what just happened? This is like the worst trading day, and it's because we had just consolidation in the market. I was just trading when I should have not been trading. So that's kind of how that went. This was a much cleaner trade, double bottom. The only trade with the problem with this one, and I said it right in the weekly in the Discord chat. I said, whoops, dropped my pen. Bought on the way down, was expecting a double bottom. Which was fine, except I ended up buying too early. I was looking for a double bottom near where we had some serious volume here, but of course, right after I bought, the price just completely crashes. Luckily, it didn't crash past my 3% stop loss area. I got really lucky on this trade. I should have been way more conservative, bought on this trend line, and then sold into the spike to the upside. I loved my exit. In the end, my exit was too early, but you don't really know that this could crash just on the way down. We're not trying to guess which way the price is going. We're simply trying to enter a trade when there's good value and exit a trade near shoulders and where there's going to be a resistance, right? And if you do that enough, you will become a profitable trader. That's how we do it. I mean, our winning average is only 63% kind of for day trading, and it moves around that area a lot. For swing trading, we're much better. We're about, what's our swing trading ratio? Look at that. Oh man, why is my computer so slow? 87.5. So our winning ratio for our day trades are much better. For swing trades, but our day trades, our average win is 1.78%. Our average loss is 0.84%. And this is our profit ratio, and this is including fees. So I am deducting fees from all these ratios. It just goes to show that, if you understand that a lot of your trades are not going to be successful, it's really easy in just understanding that, cutting your losses, and looking for that next trade. So that's really all we're doing with day trading. This crypto is where were we? Yeah, so that's enough said on this trade. Yeah, definitely got out too early though on this trade. This would have been a phenomenal swing trade actually. We were having a huge sell-off for multiple days. We were really far off our highs, and you don't really know when the price is going to turn. So kind of trading something like that is much nicer. A swing trade, it's much more relaxed. You can average your way down a little bit, and you're getting ready for that big pop to the upside. But at the same time, you also don't want to catch a falling knife. So I don't know. It's tough, but there's arguably more upside potential with the swing trading on a pattern like this, but sometimes I like to just be out of the market when I go to bed. So there's also an argument for that. So the next trade, really big, 4% P&L, support line bounce. We had a smaller position size because I moved some money off of Coinbase, looking to do some smaller trades, some other exchanges. I've been talking about that on the weekly morning watch list videos, but won't get into that topic right now. There's lots to talk about. This trade, again, I got kind of lucky on this trade. I don't know what's been going on with me for like these last 2-3 weeks. I've been just super shaky with my trading, but still somehow managing to be profitable. Hopefully it's going to get a little more clean. I think it's just this kind of slow downwards trend, and then consolidation has been kind of throwing me off a little bit. I don't know. Usually I actually trade better when the market goes down, but this time it just caught me on a bad weaker, I don't know. Anyway, got way too over aggressive, was looking again for a breakout to the upside. I don't know, maybe I was super biased or something like that, and we had some sell off. I was just about to get out of these trades here, but there were so many buyers in this area. We kept bouncing off of them very viciously, and then we finally, I was so happy when we broke up to the upside here, and then I just got out near the high, and then we started forming this ascending, kind of first stair. We were holding our highs really nicely here, and that's when I entered my second position that I just closed. So you kind of saw that one live, which is pretty cool. This trade I was supposed to talk about before. This is the trade that came before the one we just talked about, so keep that in mind. This trade was pretty cool. We are having a bit of a descending triangle forming kind of very loosely. This is almost more of a scallop pattern or something like that. Again, big support we saw over here. I entered the trade. I actually loved my entry, but what I should have done was just get out of the trade in this bounce, because we had the bounce. The bounce didn't last. I should have got out probably right around here, cut my losses, take a small profit. Doesn't really matter. But it would have made me trade the second much better, or it would have made me have a much better potential exit. And this is why. So we were coming here and again kind of forming a first stair in this area, holding our high very nicely. This whole entire pattern looked just super good, and I didn't really see that because I was so blinded with all this stress I had to go through over here. But eventually we got that big nice break to the upside. I wasn't on board with that anymore because I was way too short-term focused and got out in this area when we had a fake out. Overall, kind of a good reaction because you want to get out, but I was zoomed in way too much. So don't really like how I traded this one. I should have took a few steps back. Notice that, we had a higher high right here, a higher low, very bullish indicator. And then we were holding our highs right here. I should have been buying in this area and not selling. So hindsight 2020, but just a little overview. Guys, I want to bring to your attention quickly before we move on. So 5 days, every morning I make a watch list on every business day, I guess you can say, and I check out what's going on. I check out some of the biggest movers. We build our watch list every morning, and kind of that dictates the whole way we trade that day. If you are interested in learning more about those videos, just go over to crypto.enzlo.com and you will find everything that you need to know. This is kind of an example of how it looks. This is a shorter video, 11 minutes long. Some pretty quick watch list overall. Reviewed a few things. But my eyes are all on Litecoin, that potential first stair. That's really what I was talking about today. So that's what we're seeing right here with this trade. Got out of it. This was the first stair that I was talking about. I was really waiting for a big breakout to the upside, but it looks like this breakout's a little slower than we were hoping for. And on top of that, Bitcoin's also kind of chilling pretty hard right now. Yeah, so I'm pretty happy I'm not in this trade anymore. When you see a failed breakout like this, you really just want to get out. This is a clear trend reversal. Here we're very bullish, right? We're making higher highs, higher lows. Everything's very bullish. Boom. But this is a big rejection. When traders see this, they run to the woods or they start going short. So this would be a really bad time to start holding. And oftentimes Litecoin follows Bitcoin. It's kind of like how stocks follow the market to like a 70% ratio. So if you see something like this, run for the woods. This is not something where you want to be blindly holding and going long. And that is a big reason why I sold Litecoin. Luckily, we got out at Litecoin about 77. That last little bit was 77.86 or something like that. But we got out also right here, 78.50 or 78.40. We got out a little bit here at 78.09 area. So, we got pretty lucky on how this one went. And it's the reason I got out of this one is because the way Bitcoin was handling, and also just because we're constantly having these fake outs, these failed breakouts. It was just not really what you want to be seeing when the price should be running up really hard. So I think I'll probably be buying this again as we hit some bigger support zones, maybe in this 76 area for sure. So that's what I'm going to be looking out for today. I think there's a really nice trade on the horizon. If there's one more chart I want to review with you guys, Bitcoin. Let me just go to the 4 hour, and then we can finish up. If there's no Q&As, I'll wrap the video right after this. Also, remember, guys, leave a comment. Let me know what you think about these weekly trade reviews. What would you like to see out of them? What do you think about the new format that on Mondays we focus more on upcoming trade ideas, maybe some news and some FAQs, while on Thursday we also do FAQs, but we focus more on trade reviews, some top trades of the week. We check out what our new averages are on our 1,000 a week goal and kind of focus on a bit more of that stuff. So we really split the two up a little bit. Monday will be for upcoming stuff, and then Thursday will be a bit more reflection heading into the weekend. So let me know what you guys think about that. That's kind of my current idea, my plan, my thesis, so to say. So one more thing I want to review with you guys is Bitcoin. We're definitely having a bit of this bearish flag, and something to keep in mind with bearish flags is that they especially when there's an ascending triangle like this one, where there's like a perfect area right here of resistance and constant higher highs. A lot of times you'll have a breakout to the upside like this, a bit of a here now Litecoins are really crashing. You have a bit of a breakout like this, maybe even a little bit higher, before the price really crashes and goes to the downside. And that's what we were seeing. It looks like we're seeing. So guys, be very careful with going long right now on Bitcoin and some of these altcoins. I think we have definitely much more downside to go. We also had this descending channel pattern, which is a bullish pattern, and we broke to the upside, but we got rejected in this pennant pattern formation, and that is just a really sticky time. You don't really want to be in that on the way down. So we got a big rejection here. That's kind of what the point I wanted to make. We had a failed breakout of a bullish pattern, and that means there is a lot of sellers in the market right now, even with really positive news such as backed. I think mainly because Bitcoin is a bit overvalued in the short term. I believe in Bitcoin could reach $200,000, $300,000, $400,000 based on very simple technical analysis in a year, 2, 3 years. But right now, short term, I think it's a bit overvalued. It had a phenomenal run 2019 already. So I think a healthy pullback is completely expected, and it's completely fine. So I'm going to be keeping a close eye on this chart, but I think that we might be going down for a little bit for the next maybe week or 2 or 3, who knows, maybe even longer, maybe a month or 2. Remember, as a trader, you're not trying to guess which way the market's going. You're simply trying to identify key support and resistance areas. You're trying to identify some price action based on chart patterns, and you're trying to take your profits very consistently and cut your losses consistently. That's all you're trying to do. There's really no hocus pocus. There's no witchcraft. It's all very plain and simple. Anything else to review? No, I think that's pretty much it. I think Litecoin can still have a nice little bounce in it, but with this huge rejection that I got this morning, I don't know what we're really going to be expecting. I don't know. This doesn't look too good. But then again, if you zoom out a little bit more here to this 15-minute, things start looking a little better again. You can say that we are in a little bit of an ascending channel, and there could be a bit more room to the upside here. So I'm going to keep a close eye on this pattern, and like always, guys, I will be updating you with my thoughts in the Discord chat room. So I will see you guys there. So let's see what happens. It will be a fun week to see and follow the market. Cool, guys. I think that's everything for this video. I will see you again most likely Wednesday, maybe even tomorrow. We'll see. Till then, stay safe and make some awesome trades, guys. Till next time, how do I end this stream? Ciao, ciao.